if confidence is a skill we assumed we are born with? What if confidence is something that we learned? Today, I want to challenge us by starting with a question. Have you ever, at any point, looked at someone and thought, wow, they're so confident. I wish I was born like that. It may be an entrepreneur who pitched about their business fearlessly. It may be a person who effortlessly spoke to a crowd. It may be the content creator who is comfortable enough to show up online every day. We often assume confident people possesses something the rest of us don't. We ask questions like, this person is naturally born that way. I wish I was born like that. But what if that is not true? What if confidence isn't something that you are born with? What if confidence is a skill that can be learned, a skill that can be practiced, a skill that can be built? What is confidence itself? Confidence is believing in yourself despite the uncertainties. Confidence is believing to act despite challenges, despite fear. Most times, confidence, we look at it like it's a very big word. And if we believe that confidence is something that is inbuilt, something that we are born with, that means we are not being fair to people who make efforts on a daily basis to be better at whatsoever it is they're doing. That means we are not being sincere to the person who spent countless hours every night practicing, learning something new. As children, we grow up believing that confidence is something that is inbuilt. Today, I am here to challenge the narrative that confidence isn't inbuilt. Confidence is something that you learn. And as I earlier said, confidence is a skill that can be learned. And how do we do that? First, action. When you look at action, you want to learn how to ride a bicycle, or as a child growing up, one of the fun things that you want to venture into is learning how to ride a bicycle. You don't just wake up one day and start riding that bicycle. There's a process. First, you need to understand how the mechanism of that bicycle works. Then come the next stage, which is you start, your friends probably from the neighborhood start pushing you. As you start riding that bicycle, maybe a day, 2 days, 3 days into your adventure, you discovered you can actually ride that bicycle without anyone pushing you. And before you realize it, suddenly you're excited. Oh, wow. You discover that I can actually do this. Then what's stopping me? Why am I scared in the first place? In the process, you keep learning. And eventually, you discovered you can actually ride that bicycle without help from anyone. That is how confidence is. Confidence is something that is inside of you. Confidence is not something that you're born with. Confidence is you having the courage to take action. You can never be prepared when it comes to achieving your dreams, trying to do something for yourself. Confidence is something that you have to first take action. By what? By believing in yourself, by telling yourself that you can do it. Then come the next stage, which is what? Making research, trying to understand that, oh, this is something I can actually do. I need us to understand something. You can't just wake up one morning and say, let me give myself time. Probably I will get better at doing something. And eventually I can pick up from there and, show to the whole world that I can actually do this. No. What do you need to do? first, you need to be truthful to yourself. You need to believe in yourself. You have to learn the act of talking to yourself, to encourage yourself. Tell yourself at the end of the day, it's either this thing works or it doesn't. So, what's stopping you? The most important thing for you to do is to what? To keep pushing, to encourage yourself to what? To encourage yourself to do what you're scared of doing. Then next come the work. You have to put in the work. The fact that you tried it the first time, it didn't work, doesn't mean you give up. No, you have to keep practicing. Why? Because confidence is repetition. It's you trying something you're not used to over and over again till you get better at it. And in the process, if you discovered whatsoever it is that you're venturing into is not working, that is why we have a lot of platforms for research. That is why you can actually do research. And what in the process of doing your research, you discover that there are lots of ways that will help you in the process of achieving whatsoever it is you're doing. And in no time, you will get better at whatsoever it is that you're venturing into. So I want to urge us all to have this mindset that none of us are born confident. None of us are ready. As I am standing here, deep inside, I am scared. There's that possibility that there's this voice that is saying, oh, you cannot do this. Maybe you should just go home. Maybe you should just run out. Maybe you should just tell them something happened, you're ill, or maybe your baby. Just give a cover story from the rehearsals yesterday. But then, looking at it, I asked myself, all this while that growing up, you have been watching TEDx stories and all that. This is the opportunity for you to stand on that platform and talk about confidence and the fear that is inside of you, the fear that is telling you not to go, not to stand. Oh, probably by the time you climb that step, by the time you stand in front of people, everything in your head will just disappear. And I'll look at you guys and say, good morning. Thank you for having me. No. But I told myself, I am not that person. Everything in life is a process. There's a process, there's a time for learning, there's a time for execution, and there's the time to yield results of whatsoever it is that we have prepared ourselves or whatsoever it is we're interested in. So confidence is you not being sure of what you have inside of you, but you believing in yourself. So it is very important that whatsoever it is that you're trying to achieve, you first believe in yourself. You learn the art of talking to yourself and telling yourself that, oh, I can do this. Please don't ever let fear hold you back, because fear is the number one thing that is holding us back. We have to understand that none of us are born ready, but it is you that will make what conscious effort to say, this is the person I want to become. This is the kind of person I want to be perceived. This is what I want to have inside of me. That is why it is on you to ignite whatsoever it is that is inside of you, to give it out to the people, to share it with the world. It may be your craft, it may be your belief, whatsoever it is, you have to have faith in yourself. You have to believe in yourself. Someone out there will not believe in you if you first don't believe in yourself. So, confidence, reputation, action, these are all things that work hand in hand. And most importantly, always have what? Courage. I am all saying the same thing. Have courage. Don't be scared. Overcome that fear and that voice that is constantly telling you you cannot be whatever you chose to be. Overcome that fear by waking up every day and making small effort by what? Becoming whosoever it is that you want to become. So I believe that today, before living here, we will have that mindset that confidence is something that we can learn. Just like any other skill we're interested in, just like any other skill that you feel you want to learn, whatsoever idea it is that you think, oh, this is something I like, this is something I will excel in. I want you to look at confidence that way and tell yourself that confidence is something that I have to equally learn. I was having a conversation with the lady that did my makeup, and I was rehearsing. I was talking to myself, and she was like, Auntie, I don't think I can ever stand in front of a crowd and speak to people. In the first place, what will I tell them? What will I say? That the moment she climb that stage, she'll just panic. Maybe she'll run out. Maybe she'll start crying or she'll just faint. And I just laughed and told her I wasn't born confident. Growing up, I wasn't like this. But what did I do? I made conscious effort. By what? YouTube is out there. There are lots of information, free information. If you use MTN, you will know that you have free data for nights. You can use that time to what? To learn whatsoever it is that you want to learn. And that was what I did. I started surfing. One of the things I like is research. I started reading. I started understanding what it takes to be a confident person. Right from my secondary school, this is something that I am used to. I'm one of the school prefect. So most times I am always on the stage. It's not like I am always ready. Most times I feel nervous. Most times I feel scared. Most times I don't feel comfortable. And most times I am not ready. But I made efforts to what? To learn what it means. To learn that having confidence is one of the most important things. If I am going to be a business owner, if I am going to be a successful fashion entrepreneur, I have to learn and have whatsoever it takes to talk to people. You cannot, someone cannot walk into your store and you just tell the person, this is the price of what I am charging you. The moment the person scream at you, it's too expensive, you suddenly become scared. You suddenly feel or have that feeling that, maybe this person thinks I am expensive. But if you are a confident person, you're going to explain to your clients that this is the reason why I am charging you this amount, and this is why you are paying this amount. What does that tell you? It tells you that to be successful, you may think that, oh, my work is just behind the scene. I don't need to interact with people. What if it is you going out with your friends and you're having conversations, and most times you don't say anything, you don't contribute, you don't make efforts to know about some certain topics, and you're having conversations and the only thing you keep saying is omo, omo, you can't say anything, you can't contribute anything. It's still confidence. It takes confidence to go out with your friends, have meaningful conversations, and you contributing or you saying something. You must not really say, oh, I want to have an in-depth knowledge of everything. But it is very important to have a say, to have something small to contribute to a particular conversation so that you can also learn from other people. It's high time we stop hiding in our houses and having this mindset that me, I cannot do it, so I am not born that way. Oh, I don't know where to start. Start from YouTube. There are lots of information on YouTube. There are lots of information, free information, where people are teaching about confidence, where people are teaching about what it takes to be a confident person. So I am telling us today that confidence is not something we are born with. Confidence is something that is inside of you that you have to ignite it. Confidence is a spark. It's inside, but it is you that will stir it up and say, "Oh, I want to be a better person." Not just for other people, but for yourself. It is very important. Why? Because each of us have a gift. Each of us are born with a gift. And how do we share that gift to the world? By being confident, by putting ourselves out there. How can you put yourself out there if you are not a confident person? How can you network and relate with other people if you don't have that confidence? Most of us attend events like this. At the end of that event, they're the first person to leave. You don't network. You don't walk up to the speakers and say, "Hi, my name is this. I am into this." I attended an event some months ago, and it's a pitching event. It's an entrepreneurship pitching event. This particular frames are from the lady. It's from one of the ladies that pitched about her brand, and I was so impressed. And I got these glasses from her. So imagine myself going to that event, and immediately I just left. Attending events like this open opportunities, a lot of doors for you to connect with other people, for you to have meaningful conversations, for you to understand a lot about whatsoever it is that you're interested in. It may be an event that has to do with what? With like minds or creatives or people that are far ahead of you already in that industry that you want to link up with them. So you leaving that event without saying hi or getting two or three people's contact, it's not what? It's not going to help promote you. your brand, or whatsoever it is that you have inside of you. So we all have a gift. I want to urge us all to be confident people, to allow people tap into our gifts, to share our gifts with people, by being confident enough to walk up to people, by being confident enough to join groups that help us get better at whatsoever it is that we are interested in. So I want us to also know that confidence is something that is not just words. It's not just you sitting on your bed saying it. It's something that has to be practiced. Why? Because it's a skill. So you have to practice it. You have to force yourself, even on days where you don't feel like it, even on days where you feel like, oh, I'm not making headway. It's difficult. It's actually difficult. Whatsoever it is that you're trying for the first time, please pause at any point and remind yourself that I don't know this thing. I am only learning it for the first time. So it's okay for me to make mistakes. All of us started somewhere. None of us are born masters. Whatsoever it is that you're doing right now, there was a point in your life where you started learning whatsoever it is. There's a point, and there's a point where you realize, oh, I am getting better at it. And there's a point where you feel confident enough to stand in front of people and talk about that thing, or present that thing to the world, or share it with other people. I was recently following up on Hadiza's story. Hadiza just started her farm in Yola. Hadiza is not from Yola, but then she started her farms in Yola. I've always watched her videos online where she carries us along on how she goes about doing her business and all that. And that is really impressive. That is telling you that Hadiza started this business elsewhere and she felt the need to what? To venture into it in Yola. And she's what? She's carrying us along. Imagine Hadiza said, I'm not from Yola. I don't think I can do this. I don't know people in Yola. So how can I come to Yola and start a new venture when I am not an indigen of Yola or Adamawa State? But one thing that I know and I am sure of, despite the fact that I am not in Hadiza's mind, is the fact that she took the whole thing serious and she did not allow fear. She was courageous enough to say, Yola is a new ground, but I am willing to try despite the uncertainties, despite the fear, despite the fact that I don't know if people are going to buy from me, or people are going to patronize me, or people are going to relate with whatsoever it is that I am doing. But what did she do? She took that bold step by what? By carrying us along and even showing us the process. This is day one, this is day two, this is, can you see my bed? They're growing, they're doing so well, they're healthy. And people are asking her questions. People are, let me tell you one thing. Once you say you want to do something, there's always going to be people out there who will connect with your ideas and help you along the line in your journey in life. There may be people that you don't know, you have never met them, but from having conversations, probably you're out there buying feet. You went to a store that sells feet, and then eventually you meet someone. He will now tell you, this feed is not good. Oh, I bought this feed some months ago, and my chickens, or whatever it is that you guys call it, did suddenly got ill, and I feel like there's something wrong with it. And in the process, you guys will now start strike a conversation. And before you know it, you exchange numbers and keep tap of each other's work, and meet up, maybe something. I think something is wrong with this. Can you please come and help me check? And in the process, you have built a relationship. And that is what connection is all about. You cannot achieve this if you are not confident enough to go out there and share your story, your dreams, your ideas with other people. You are not going to meet amazing people that will help you achieve your dream, your goals in life, if you're always hiding in your room, tagging yourself as an introvert. That's, oh, I don't like people. It's difficult having conversations with people. Oh, I'm scared of talking to people. At the end of the day, it's either it works or it doesn't. At the end of the day, there's always something to learn. So please stop hiding in your rooms. Go out there, network, connect, and in the process, You will meet people that will what? People that will help you achieve your dreams, achieve your goals. You have to stop letting fear hold you back. You have to stop letting fear pin you down in your room and having this mindset that you constantly tell yourself that you are not a people person. I don't like people. All of us, there's always that voice that talks to us, and that is our subconscious mind. We all have that voice. You know, that voice that always talks to you? That is your subconscious mind. And I am going to tell you today that there's something called word of affirmation. Please go and understand how word of affirmations works, because whatsoever you say to yourself, if you wake up in the morning and tell yourself, I woke up from the wrong side of bed, believe me, a lot of things will go wrong. So many bad things will happen. You see, that subconscious mind, that voice, it doesn't care what you feed it. Whatsoever it is you feed it, that is what it will pick. So, ladies and gentlemen, please, I want us to go back home today with that mindset that confidence is not something you are born with. Confidence is a skill that you have to what? You have to learn, practice it, stop being scared and put yourself out there. Thank you.